now from downtown Minneapolis, EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us inside beautiful U.S. Bank Stadium, the home of the Vikings. All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returned. It's an opening touchback. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. First and 10. And his initial touch, good for a couple. It'll be second down. They'll go play action with May. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. A good spot here, second and a yard.
Let's go now.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
They'll stay on the ground. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
On second down, it's May. A short throw there, pulled in by Musgrave. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. 7th play of this opening drive, and here's third down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this fourth down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on fourth down. It's the quarterback with the sneak. And he's going to pick up a Patriots first down as they find a way to keep the chains moving on fourth down. First carry for Ramondre Stevenson. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. It was Cam Taylor-Britt with the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. And in motion is Brown. May to throw on 2nd down. Firing right side, brought in by Brown.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Let's go.
On 3rd and 2, it's May. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The Vikings have got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Hawk 70.
Now a run with the rookie out of Oregon. Hard running there. He'll get this only to about the 13.
70 Lions. Buffalo 18. Dragon 60.
Putting the tight end in motion. Throwing on 2nd down is and he'll be taken down. They get him back at the 5-yard line.
So you spend all week, Mike, working on what they call the opening script. It's the plays that you love the most and you want to get called early. The problem? None of those plays account for being called inside your own 5-yard line. But that's exactly where they find themselves after that sack, and that's a disastrous start.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
This pass rush is continuing to make their presence felt here in the early going. And for this quarterback, he's lucky to at least get rid of that ball because they were on the verge of recording their 2nd sack, and we're still here in the 1st quarter.
And he's going to lose yardage on this return. Tried to retreat, but is covered up. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. From out of the gun, here's May. This is intercepted. Picked off by Mekhi Blackman. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. And the defense comes up with the first points of this one. It is a pick 6 to make it a 6-0 lead.
And, Mike, we talked all week which offense was going to be able to strike first and play with the lead. Well, the defense, they had other plans. They're able to put the first points on the board by capitalizing with that pick 6.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned, so it'll come out to the 30. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
At some point, the offensive line cannot just be dependent on the perfect play call. Somebody has to win. Somebody has to distort the defense and create some space for the running back to run. In this case, nobody could win. Stop for no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. And that will be incomplete. They could not hook up on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Here's a 3rd and 10. Dobbs headed in motion. Throwing on 3rd down is May. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. Man in motion is Brown. May now on 1st and 10. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 24 through the air. 1st down, New England. Man in motion is Brown. To throw again is May. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. away to the air once more. He'll get this over the middle to Diggs. And the Patriots are going to have a first and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Really nice answer to the previous drive from this quarterback. You want to play at this league and you want to play for a long time, you better have a short-term memory because mistakes are going to happen. Really nice job here bouncing back, putting together a promising drive, and he's open to come away with a touchdown of his own.
Here's a run. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up second and goal. The ball a little closer now. It is second and goal. They'll go with the sneak. And he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he may have come back a little bit, and now it is third and goal.
Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. Once more from the 2. Third and goal.
Tag. Three. Take go.
They'll try and run. And here's Stevenson. And he is not going to get in. They make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up fourth and goal.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain. You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
Panther 11. Let's go. 19 tight. 19 Lion.
In motion now is White. On first and 10, it's McCarthy. He'll get this complete. It's Addison again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it McCarthy to the air on second down. To the left side here. Caught by Addison. And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive. But now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
Ready. Trap 60. Here we go. Set. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18.
In motion now is White. On second down, here's McCarthy. This one is caught by Addison. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to him time and time again.
7-3 is the score. With 2 minutes to play in the first half. We'll have more from Minneapolis. After this, here's 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete, but a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty.
Let's go now. Panther 60. Dragon 60. 7 Pirates.
Tight end on the move left. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Cowboy 18. Pioneer. 60 Maverick.
They're going to motion the tight end over here. To the air on 3rd down is McCarthy.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
On now, it's Will Lutz to try the field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Lutz's kick is good. And the Vikings going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. And in motion is Brown. On play action, here's May. His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Throwing on second down, May. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. New England going to take their second time out to talk things over before third down. Working out of the gun, it's May. That one intercepted. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream, a pick 6 for touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment, uplifting for them, big momentum building.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. Throwing on 1st and 10 is May. To the left side, it's caught by Brown. 12 yards on the gain. That's good for a quick first down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode, and that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
Dobbs headed in motion. On 1st and 10, here's May. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by Mika Fitzpatrick.
So they're implementing a cover 2 system, and what that means is on the back end, Mike, your 2 safeties are going to split the field in half. They got to cover from the middle of the field all the way to the sideline. So they got to have range, they got to have great instincts, and then when they get a chance to get their hands on the ball, they got to be picks.
Let's go.
They'll put Addison in motion. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2.
Panther 11. Cougar 19.
From From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter. I think that play probably results in a completion if that protection just holds up a little bit longer. It was that initial pressure in the face of the quarterback that forced him to get rid of that ball a little bit earlier than he wanted. Disrupts that timing, ruins the play.
That is hauled in at the 5. And he's going to be brought down. Halftime is looming, but a chance to build on that already sizable lead right here. First and goal. He's got it at the 3.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
From the 2 now, here's second and goal.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready, ready.
To throw once more, here's McCarthy. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Minnesota. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle 4, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Vikings extend to a 24-3 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Man in motion is Brown. To throw on first down is May. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. Here's May to throw it on first down. He'll take a shot downfield for Musgrave. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. A handoff here to start the drive, but this will end up being a reverse. He's inside the 35. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25. A big one there to start the second half. Pickup of 46 yards.
Let's go now. Bronco 80.
Throwing here on 1st and 10 is McCarthy.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
70 Timberwolf. Mustang 19. Set go.
Throwing on 2nd down is McCarthy. Into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. Third down, 3 to go. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down. So after the 5 yards walked off, it is 3rd down and 8.
Hawk 70. Hawk 7. Chop 60. Chop 60. 70 Lion. 79 Bronco. Buffalo 18. Go.
Setting up to throw is McCarthy. He's got it inside the 5. And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Vikings. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Vikings will extend this third quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
Check. Hurt. Hurt. Set. Dragon 60. Ready.
May now on 1st and 10. Digs on the reception. Love to start any drive like that. 18 on the first play. And a first down.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the third quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
Operating from the shotgun, it's May. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum. Figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points because so far...
That's the fourth time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some positive gains through the air, but they've got to come up with some completions and try to pick up at least one first down, or you're going to put your defense in a tough spot.
And it'll be marked down up around the 18-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot, but Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
In motion now is White. On first down, here's McCarthy. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
McCarthy gonna look to throw again. He'll let it go deep left sideline. That is brought in. And he's going to take this one all the way. 82 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. Lutz for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Vikings add on to their already sizable lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Dobbs headed in motion. From out of the gun, here's May. He's going to look downfield once again. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first.
Panther Street. Panther Street. Here we go. Here we go. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. Go Street.
Man in motion is Brown.
Rattler. 18 Rattler. Get up.
To throw is May. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up second down.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
19 tight. 19 tight. 19 Lions. Hey, smash Bronco. Hut, hut.
May to throw on second down. That's to the outside. He's got Diggs. A pickup there of 13. Good for a Patriots first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
To throw again is May. He'll go right back to Diggs. He's got it again. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
Go 18. Dragon 60. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Go trap. Go trap. Hut.
May to the air once more. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Patriots. Now, for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Patriots cut into the lead a little bit. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line.
Come on. Set. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Panther 60. Panther 60. Cowboy 80. 18 Pioneer. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Tight end motioning left.
Check go.
On 1st and 10, it's McCarthy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Viking 18. Warriors 70. Cup 19. Cup 19. Shut up. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Go.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. And That's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a third down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
In motion now is White. To the air on third down is McCarthy. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up fourth down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, really for two reasons. One, they're confident that they can pick up the first down with yards after the catch. Two, teams' willingness to go for it on fourth down is at an all-time high.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll try to run. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. Boy, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. To throw is McCarthy. That's caught downfield by Jefferson. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll lean forward, getting this to about the 35. Christian Gonzalez comes in for the tackle.
Okay, ready?
They face 2nd down and 7.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Ready, ready?
Throwing now, it's McCarthy. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. In motion now is White. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
Here's McCarthy. That is caught by the tight end. Touchdown, Minnesota. So that's his second touchdown of this one, and he's got a half dozen for the year. Greg, in the end zone again, I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Vikings stretch things out even further. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. That ball going to hop into the end zone. It's a touchback that will come out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's May. Oh, and they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now, May. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Throwing on 3rd down is May. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Let's see what they do here. This is 4th and long. Man in motion, it's Diggs. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. This one, up top for Dobbs. And he's going to have the Pats' 1st down. They convert in style. Huge play on 4th and long. Man in motion is Brown. Here's May to throw it on 1st down. He's going to dial up another deep ball. It's a big hit for the Patriots. 42 yards.
19 Tiger, 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Dragon 60.
Here's May. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's going to be stopped at about the 4.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. He slams it in there, and he is in. Touchdown, New England. An extra point attempt to follow. It's up and through. And the Pats will get just a bit closer. So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an outside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the 4th quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
First and 10.
Seven Pirates, seven Pirates. Let's go. 18, Pioneer.
In motion now is White. McCarthy now to throw on first and 10. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down. Now the Patriots going to use their first timeout. Work to do now as they come up on second and long.
Here we go, here we go. Go.
From the shotgun, it's a throw for McCarthy. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot. Here's a third down and 4.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready.
That's caught by Jefferson on the right side.
As a play caller, those are the plays that just drive you crazy, Mike. You think you're going to pick up the first down, you get tackled just shy of the sticks, and now a little bit of a gamble here on fourth down.
They only need a yard, and it's fourth down.
Go, set. Cowboy 80.
That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota. The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They get it easily. It was 4th and 1, and the pickup was 5.
Warriors 70. Cup 19, Cup 19. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Tight end going in motion here.
Ready.
Throwing here on first and 10 is McCarthy. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Panther 11, Panther 11. 19 tight, 19 tight.
The tight end going in motion to the left. Throwing on second down is McCarthy. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. New England going to take their second timeout. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. 3rd and 6.
60 Bison, 60 hut, hut.
Setting up to throw is McCarthy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's May. First down throw there is incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
May to throw on 2nd down. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Let's go now. Set, hurt.
Man in motion is Brown. From out of the gun, here's May. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The offense staying out there for this 4th down.
Hey, check that. Mustang 19.
They'll go. Here's May. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And he's going to pick up a Patriots 1st down. As this defense can't come up with the play they need, they surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down. Man in motion is Brown.
Trap 60. 79 Broncos. Buffalo 18. Let go.
May to the air once more. That's to the outside. He's got Diggs.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Dobbs headed in motion.
Back to 60. 7 Pirates. Go.
May to throw again. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10.
Go. 18 Pioneer.
In motion now is White.
Ready.
On 1st down, here's McCarthy. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
They just have to be better on first down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on first down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
He's going to let one fly for Addison. Christian Gonzalez, first rounder out of Oregon. Tight coverage there.
Rough sequence over these last couple plays. First down sack. Second down big play attempt falls incomplete. And now to make matters worse, you got to operate in third and long on a defense that knows they can just pin their ears back and try to get after the quarterback.
On third and long, here's McCarthy. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack. So a win here for the Vikings. They're able to erase the memories from a week ago. A game they really did struggle in. Look like a different group here as they respond with a solid victory.